So the first evolution for FC26 is officially here. And shout out to Foot.gg, as always, my go-to for Evo content. They delivered the goods, intro to evolutions, a similar kind of theme. Over FC25 and FC24, EA tend to drop some sort of intro Evo. And the requirement for this evolution is max 81 overall and cannot be a World Tour Silver Superstar. And those are, of course, the silver icons that are available by objectives. And you might be watching this today or at the time of release being a Wednesday and the web app isn't even out yet. The game isn't even out yet. However, streamers are on the game right now. EA did a launch event today at the time of recording, which is Tuesday. Players like Orzio, Bateson, all had access to the game, and all this information was made available to us. For the best place to buy FC26 coins, look no further than MMOEXP.com, and when you're at checkout, do not forget to use my code Morsey to save yourself 8% off your entire order. Link in the description. So the boost for this Evo, +1 overall, +1 to the pace and to the shooting. So only a +1 to pace and shooting, yet we still get a +1 overall. At least it's not like a +2, because in the past, EA give like minor upgrades and we're looking like a +3 overall. So this is hopefully a sign of good things to come. Max 81 rated, happy days. We're looking at the lower rated cards. And I think EA's kind of idea this year with Evos is to kind of look around your whole squad, right? We want to make those seriously low rated cards at least up to that kind of meta level where you're using them in maybe your main teams, if not a gauntlet squad or something along those lines. So that's kind of what I'm thinking by looking at this. And most importantly, it is repeatable. This little symbol up here, we could do this twice. So there's an option to actually put certain cards into this evolution twice, which is fantastic. And one thing to mention before we dive into possible players, there are caps. 83 pace, 83 shooting. So majority of those crazy meta cards, like you think your Rashfords or your Adeyemis who would fit into this, they're not really getting much of a boost. You're only really getting a fine tuning to the shooting, which isn't the end of the world at the start of the game, but there might be better options out there. For example, this man, Mr. Mohamed Amora, doing the rounds right now for starter squads. You see him trending on Footbin and Foot.gg. This man doesn't get the speed boost, but goes from 81 to 83 shooting and does get a +2 overall, which, I mean, it could potentially hinder future Evos if they're going to be somewhat lower rated at the start. But still, at the start of the game, you pack this man untradeable, a nice little +2 to the shooting on an already really solid looking card for the start of the game. Like, it's an 82 rated with 90 pace, 83 shooting, 86 dribbling. That's pretty crazy. So for sure going to be a really nice option, but I wouldn't be going out and buying these cards, full disclaimer. It could definitely be kind of inflated due to these Evo boosts. And of course, the starter squad premium will be there for this man. So maybe look to utilize, unless you've got tons of coins at the start for whatever reason, players that you packed first owner. Christopher Nkunku, another decent option. Already 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Just gets a simple +1 to the pace and the shooting, as well as a +1 overall. Once again, we're not looking at massive boosts here, but every little helps at the start of the game. Randall Colomawani, of course, transferred to Spurs. I'll put the Arsenal bias to the side here. I believe there is a PSG card on the market, but by the time we're on the game, I think this is only people on today, like players like Orzio who are streaming it, can actually pack the PSG version. He'll be a Spurs player. And to be fair, right, the boost isn't big, but that little boost up to an 80 shooting, it just makes the card look a bit more well-rounded, you know. You got the 80 shooting, 80 dribbling, and already 90 pace on the card. He's a really good option. Adeyemi, I did mention, as you can see, he does fit this. Quick step play stop plus is there. You've already got the speed. All you're going to be getting is a +1 in the shooting, which, once again, it's not huge, but it's not a bad boost at the same time. And of course, Marcus Rashford can go into this twice, but he only actually gets the boost for 1 Evo. So you want to make him an 81 rated. You don't want to chain him in this because you're literally getting nothing in the second part. All you want to do is make this man 83 shooting. Now, with evolutions this year, I think EA Sports definitely want us to kind of think about multiple teams, multiple squads, with the gauntlet being an option, and of course, past and present teams. I know they're mentioned a lot. So that's definitely something to keep in mind here when targeting your early game evolutions. If you've got a past and present team, if you want to be unique, I would definitely recommend doing that, like being as unique as possible with your Evos at the start, mostly because they're giving those small enough boosts. And it gives a bit of a fun factor. But of course, on this channel, we're going to cover the meta options, because that's what we do, okay? As well as the fun options as well. I'll make sure to cover both kind of bases here. Yilmaz does go into this. I believe that's a +2 as well. He does get the full +2 to the shooting. Now, depending on how overpowered this card is, could be one to think about, but I don't know. I definitely think there's better options out there, but you never know. His card does look crazy, and he'll be a popular option for those starter squads. I kind of just want to skim through a few players here. Players like Amora do look good as well. Goulet, just to shout out, like, he's not the quickest, he doesn't have the best shooting out there. As a 1 and an Evo, giving him a +1 overall. Once again, we don't really know the landscape when it comes to evolutions, if it's going to be like max 81 rated for a while. I'd hope not. Hopefully go 82, 83, but keep the boost somewhat respectable. This could be a pretty decent little fine-tuning early doors. Just give him that little extra juice as you're using the card at the start of the game. I am mainly targeting like those overpowered players, like your Elangas. I think you get a +1 to the shooting because he's 81, right? Yeah, little +1 to the shooting. Once again, nothing crazy, but not bad at the same time. I saw Noni Madueke here as well. My guy, absolute baller. Arsenal fans, what are we saying? This man is flying. All right, I've not seen a man move this fast in an Arsenal kit in ages. He's so quick. Nice little +2 to the shooting. Could be a decent shout for me for the Arsenal past and present here. I do kind of want to talk about like defenders as well. Like, I know you're boosting the shooting, but at the same time, it could be quite interesting if you find a centre-back who already has decent enough defending and physicality, and you're getting a little +2 to the pace, like going up to 80 or onwards and upwards like Kalulu here. So don't completely rule out centre-backs. And of course, the option to chain them into the Evo twice is probably going to be a lot more easier than it is for the attackers. Now, I'm a big fan of boosts like this, the Kefrin to Ram, similar to another player we're going to look at in a minute, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, just super well-rounded midfielders who were lacking a little bit in the pace and shooting. I mean, you're not getting much of a boost, I know, but still, it isn't too bad at the same time. Ryan Shirky as well, little +1 to the pace and to the shooting on that man. We are all for it, lads. Do let me know down below, by the way. Are there cards that you are looking forward to evolving the most? Are you going to run some sort of past the present? Have you got an idea of players that you want to pick up straight away for these evolutions? And of course, we will definitely have more Evos at the start of the game. So don't worry, Evo content will be covered well and truly. We are ready to go. Chiesa, +1 of the shooting. Nothing crazy once again, but as we say every time, boys, every little does help. Players like Tamori. Is he 80 pace or is 81 pace? You just get a +1 in the pace. See, I don't mind that. I know the shooting's kind of wasted a bit here, but centre-backs, it's always a good thing to have a bit of extra pace at the start of the game. Wilfred Singo as well. Little +2 to the pace. As we mentioned, he's already got decent defending and physicality. You're just literally juicing the pace a little bit. Play styles aren't too shabby as well. And as long as it doesn't kind of hinder future Evos, which I highly doubt it will, it could be a really nice option just for the first couple of weeks of the game, just to give your centre-backs a bit more speed. But as you can see, so many players fit into this, and I think that's definitely something that EA wanted to focus on a lot, is kind of the variety when it comes to our squad building, being able to evolve so many different options and be as creative as you like, which is definitely a positive going forward. Okay, yeah, Richard Rios, starter squad phenom. Genuinely gets a pretty decent boost here, getting the most out of the pace as well as that shooting, getting +2s to both the stats. He's only 3-star, but that's basically kind of accepted at the start of the game, and looks like a really good option to chain into this evolution for your starter teams, because the card stats, the actual in-game attributes do look pretty solid for the start. And probably one of the most popular picks, I think, might be this Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Like, looking at the 80 rated, he's already pretty decent for the start of the game. With this +2 chain, looks even better. 83 pace, 78 shooting, super well rounded again. Got some decent base playstyles here. 6'3", has that kind of enforcer in the midfield. He's going to be really popular at the start. And just by looking at the leaks, I don't know if you guys have been on FootballGG or Footbin or X checking out the leaks recently. This power curve thing, yeah, I reckon it's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be super different. Not crazy quick advancement of squads at the start of the game. These players, like these 82 rated Evos here, maybe if it's an Evo in the future that boosts the odd attribute as well, like they're going to be usable for a little while, okay? At least that's kind of what we're hoping and the kind of idea we're getting by looking at some of the season pass cards and the potential SBCs. So these stats, They look good. And now the main reason I kind of wanted to drop this video before the game comes out, just to give you an idea of players to keep an eye out for on the web app. Maybe you open your starter packs today at the time of this upload and you pack maybe one of these players like a Mohamed Amora. Maybe keep hold of him for a little bit, see if his price will go up eventually. Definitely a player you don't want to be quick selling, just to maybe save you a couple of coins in the future. And of course the option to evo these guys in the future. And now this is only the first evolution. Usually the game tends to come out with at least 2 or 3 evos, so there might be potential to chain these cards even more. Of course, we'll touch that once we get onto the game, which will be Thursday, by the way. So if you want to stay tuned for that and not kind of dive into this quite yet, just wait a little bit. Thursday around 1-2 p.m. I should be online, and we'll be grinding the game, pumping out videos. So I'm going to end this one here, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Let me know if you were hyped for FC26 in the comment section down below. Smash a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new on the road to 50k. Catch you later.